You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Well, like the man said, this is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting from the Natural Green Lawn and Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by Stone Valley Painting and Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. As an American Family agent, Kim believes that there's much more to insurance than the policy alone. It's about providing you with dependable protection and services. Kim believes that trust and credibility can't be demanded. It can only be earned by what you say and what you do. Give Kim a call at 651-482-1598 and tell her you heard it here on Where You Live. It's time for a message from the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association. The MHA Minute is brought to you by Start to Finish Maintenance Contractors. Start to Finish provides 24-hour service for all of your home and business maintenance needs. Call Start to Finish at 952-259-1219. For your home, for your business, for your peace of mind.
Some of the benefits of successful property management. Are you ready? On-time payment of rent, improved resident quality, stabilized income, reduced turnover, controlled expenses, improved financial performance, less property wear and tear, allowance for property improvements, enhanced property value, being proactive, not reactive, better relationships with neighbors, fewer police calls, creating a community, being a great neighbor. These are some of the benefits of good property management. And whether you run a townhome association or you are renting out your condo, duplex, or 100-plus unit building, membership with the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association gives you the tools you need to run your business effectively while minimizing the headaches. Don't be a good landlord, be a great one. Visit www.mmha.com. That's two M's, mmha.com.
So, Gene, we have time for one more story today. What's it going to be?
Yes. It is coming out of Columbia, Ohio. There's an association called the Columbia Association. And they went to their state legislators asking for a special dispensation. Now, they are a little bit larger than your average.
A little?
Homeowner association. They have over 37,000 homes.
Whoa.
I mean,
that's a small town. That's actually a pretty good sized town.
That's a pretty good size.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good sized town. They were probably one of the first ones to get homeowner associations established in Ohio. So they've been around, I think, since the late 60s, early 70s. So they've been around for a lot. They have been doing a lot, providing, of course, a lot of services
to these
their
37,000 homes.
Just like any municipality. Mm-hmm. But they're saying, wait a minute, state legislature, you know what? You're asking us to do too much. You're changing the state statute, the Condominium Act every other year, and you know what? It costs a lot of money every time you change. So because we're who we are, we're larger, and because we're really spending a lot of money, we think you should give us a different classification. Designate us instead as a nonprofit community service corporation.
Okay. Now, we don't know from this article how a nonprofit community service corporation really differs from a homeowners association, do we?
And not in the state of Ohio.
Not specifically,
no.
Right. But apparently the Columbia Association wants that new designation because it's going to save them money in the long run.
Yeah, and so here's the catch. Here's the intrigue that takes place. There's a group called the Alliance for a Better Columbia. Now, these are the people that don't like the board when they say that they're the Alliance for a Better Columbia, unlike the people in power who really just want a terrible Columbia. They're saying all of this is smoke and screens. When they want to reclassify, they want to get out of being transparent and letting us know all of the information they're
everything
supposed
that's going
to.
on. Well, the Columbia Association did cite as an example the fact that if they comply with the state statute,
yes,
they would have to spend $500,000 to provide a printed budget to every one of their 37,000 homeowners. So this advocacy group responded and said, this isn't about the money. You don't want to show us what the budget is.
And I mean, I just took those numbers. 37,000 homes divided by $500,000.
Or the other way around, yeah.
You divide the
500,000.
The 37,000 into the 500,000.
Oh, you're going to do a percentage here, yeah.
And it costs, and the association says it's going to cost them, do you believe this, $13.51 per home to send out a set of financial statements?
Yeah, I thought it was weird because it came down to about 54 cents. No. If I used 25 cents per copy, it came down to like a 54-page budget or something like that, the way I ciphered it. And I thought that doesn't sound right. A budget that's 54. Maybe if the 37,000 homes, you're a big association.
But there's a couple of things that come to play nowadays.
Do you think both sides of this issue might be exaggerating?
Yes, I think both sides here are rationalizing, which just means giving a good reason for the real reason. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think the Columbia Association, I don't think they're doing anything nefarious where they want to hide anything from anybody. Like
you don't get that sense in this article.
Not the way the Alliance for a Better Columbia is stating.
You don't like that alliance. They're saying that they're worried that if the Columbia, the advocacy group, and you know what, Gene, it's a legitimate worry. If they no longer are a homeowners association, that means they don't have to provide to homeowners information like employee salary information or the budget information. So they're really afraid they're going to lose a lot of transparency, and they're paying money to this Columbia Association.
And see, when the dust settles and people and cooler heads prevail, people would realize that, no, you wouldn't have to do that. Yes, the association would send out a line item saying, here's a budget for all of the employees. So we have X amount of dollars in salaries for on-site people.
There you go.
But we're not going to give you what the breakdown is for individual salaries of people. Right. That would be breaking privacy laws that I think our federal government is very much for. And they would
they support those privacy laws.
Yes,
don't
they do.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, even meeting all the reporting requirements and all the requirements of transparency is not going to provide some members with as much information as they want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that really is a non-issue. I think the people here that want this Alliance for the Better Columbia, these are people that are upset, and like most associations, you've got that faction, and maybe I'm beating them up a little bit too much here for the sake of having some fun. But the idea is, we're talking about anytime you get a group of people together, some people are going to disagree with how the budget is being spent.
But you know what? You want that group. Because you want someone questioning what's going on. Am I right?
Oh, yes.
You want someone to provide this accountability, the question, so that the authority has to be accountable. Now, I want to ask a question.
Good.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead.
I want to ask a couple questions. Isn't there another way that the Columbia Association, more than one other way perhaps, could achieve what it wants to achieve, which is this expense? Couldn't they raise the dues to cover these additional expenses? I mean, isn't that why they're there?
Yes.
Is to comply with the state statute and to collect enough money to do so. Or, on the other hand, couldn't they disband their homeowners association?
They could disband and say, you know what, we are going to turn things over to the municipality, the city where we're in, and
now, maybe the municipality doesn't like that idea.
They may disagree.
We've run into that,
But there's so many other things. Yes, you're right. People can use websites. They can use email blasts. There's so many different ways of getting communication out to people today that doesn't necessarily cost any money.
That's a very good point. I doubt that it would cost $500,000 to send emails to those with emails.
And I agree with you. The idea that people have dissent, debate, question things, that's all a part of the process of our democracy where we live. That is good. People need to do that. However, at the end of the day, if you don't get your way, you don't necessarily assign nefarious
motives,
intentions to
intentions,
to other people.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And that's where the breakdown
Sure.
happens.
Well, I think that's where they lose credibility. Is when it gets
Exactly.
emotional and it gets personal. You lose credibility when you argue that way.
That's right. Well, hey, that's all the time we've got, folks. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of the weekend, and we look forward to seeing you here next Saturday morning on Where You Live with Gene and Tony on AM 1280, The Patriot.
How sweet it is to be loved by
To say goodbye.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
All that we could think. Goodbye.